Homelessness can be a very broad term and does not just refer to those sleeping on the streets. Couch surfers, those with little or no security of tenure, people moving from one temporary accommodation to another, and people living in overcrowded dwellings that fall below basic community standards can all be considered homeless. Housing New South Wales provides emergency temporary accommodation in low-cost hotels, motels, caravan parks and similar accommodation for people who are homeless or experiencing a housing crisis. They can provide up to 28 days accommodation over a period of 12 months. Crisis accommodation is short-term accommodation that is provided for people who are homeless. Case management is often provided in conjunction with crisis accommodation to address issues impacting people's ability to secure permanent housing. Transitional housing is subsidised rental housing provided on a short to medium-term basis and is offered to people as a stopgap while they wait for more permanent housing to become available. It is generally offered to people who are homeless or at risk of homelessness. Supported accommodation is a form of affordable rental housing with the provision of some form of support to the household. It is typically provided to people who are exiting crisis housing, people with disabilities or chronic health issues, or to younger people with low-level support needs. A boarding house resident does not have the same control over the premises as a tenant does. They often only have the right to occupy one room and to share facilities such as a kitchen and bathroom. Boarding house rules usually limit or prevent visitors, including family members, meaning residents are at risk of social isolation. New generation boarding houses include rooms which are self-contained with private ensuites and a kitchenette. The new generation boarding houses are intended to provide long-term, low-cost accommodation. When provided by community housing providers, these boarding houses are sometimes offered in conjunction with support services to assist residents. Affordable housing refers to subsidised housing provided by non-government organisations. Tenants pay no more than 75% of market rent and no less than 25% of their gross household income. Given today's increased rental prices, affordable housing is often still unaffordable to those relying solely on benefits. Social housing is provided directly to low-income tenants by either a state government or not-for-profit provider. Tenants pay no more than 30% of their income and are issued with a 2, 5 or 10-year lease period. Tenants in some holiday locations are increasingly at risk of seasonal evictions. An affordable private rental is one that takes up less than 30% of the household income. This rental can be very insecure, have short-term tenure, and be subject to market variability and rental increases. The purchasing of a property is the very end of the housing spectrum and requires a person to be in a strong financial position and able to successfully sustain their mortgage repayments. You are considered to be in housing stress when your household is in the bottom 40% of income distribution and you spend more than 30% of your household income on rent or mortgage payments. Please see your screen now for a list of useful resources.
Community Industry Group run many training courses specifically designed for those who work in the community services sector. To keep up to date with our work, you can follow us on our social media channels or sign up for our fortnightly newsletter.